It's Megalodon. The Meg is directed by John Turteltaub, the same director behind the National Treasure movies and Las Vegas. It's based on the 1997 book Meg, a Novel of Deep Terror by Steve Alten. Jason Statham plays Jonas Taylor, a rescue diver who's brought in to rescue a group of scientists who are studying the Mariana Trench to prove that it is in fact deeper than we thought, and while down there they discover the Megalodon, which gets loose and now they have to stop it before it can cause death and destruction. This movie really had no reason to be as good as it was. That's not to say it was a great movie, but I went into this film with low expectations, expecting just a fun, cheesy action film, kind of along the lines of Skyscraper, but it turned out a bit better than I thought it was going to be. The characters were, for the most part, very likable and fairly well written for this type of movie. The writing was pretty good, the humor worked surprisingly well. The action was good, the horror elements were well done, the cinematography was also noticeably well done, which is in stark contrast to the editing, which I felt was kind of choppy. One of the characters did bug me, a character named DJ. He was a bit too stereotypical for that kind of character, and I don't remember him actually doing anything important. I think they could have cut his character. Mei Ying, the little girl we see at the beginning of the trailer, she was so cute. She was so funny. It's hard to write good kid characters, but they did a really good job with her. And the little actress, she did a good job as well. There are some action movie cliches in this film. Like, for example, one scene that stood out for me, there's a couple swimmers there in the water as the Meg's coming at them. It gets caught, and yet it's still, chomping at them. And some of the dialogue in this movie is so trite. Towards the end, there's a line Jason Statham gives. He's like, "It's not about the people we lose. It's about the people we save." It's just so corny. The movie had been in development hell for years, ever since the book came out. At one point it had been picked up by New Line Cinema with Benicio del Toro and, of all people, John DeBont attached to direct. But that fell through due to budget concerns, and then when Warner Brothers picked it up, Eli Roth had been attached to direct, but then he left, again due to budget concerns, and then we got Turteltaub. And for better or worse, it was probably a good thing they waited as long as they did. Even though the movie's not a masterpiece, I thought this was a very enjoyable film, and I'm really glad I went to see it in theaters. Jason Statham is a blast to watch in this film, but there's an aspect of his character that I don't think is warranted. The movie opens with him on a deep-sea rescue of some Navy submarine crew members, and it results in the death of 2 people. And I can understand how this affects him, how this affects his character, and it plays out later on in the film. But it also leads to some hostility from other characters towards him that I just don't think is justified. They're not really breaking new ground with this movie or with the storytelling in this film, but it's balanced well enough, and it's not exhausting. Overall, The Meg is an enjoyable, fun action film, reminiscent of movies like Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, and even The Abyss, for better or worse. And there's even a Finding Nemo reference in it, and I just thought that was hilarious. So overall, I'm going to give The Meg a 6.5 out of 10. For me, the most disappointing aspect of the film was the ending. It went a little too overboard with the action in the climax. And also, the dog was completely unnecessary. They did not need to have that. That's what I got. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.